Hi there, this is Viv from Audio Content Creation, and today is day 3 of the 15-day audio challenge. And today's task is, what's the one thing you've done you are most proud of? Well, I was going to cheat and say two things, but as I started preparing for this, I said, well, I'll stick to one thing so I don't run over and people get bored listening to this. So the one thing I'm proud of, in 2005, I decided to go to New York to volunteer in an organization that worked with children and young people in inner city New York. Bearing in mind, I'd never volunteered ever in my life. Well, I'd done some volunteering in church, but that's with people you know and people's children you know. So that's I guess that doesn't really count, or at least I didn't think that counted. But I decided to go and work with this organization after reading a book that literally changed my life called Whose Child Is It? And I read about how people, used to bargain with their children or sell their children for drugs. And I just couldn't imagine anybody doing that. I have no children. I had no children at that point, but I just couldn't imagine that a life was so worthless to somebody that they would sell their child for drugs. Anyway, I went to New York, didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was just excited about this prospect of going to do something different that I'd never done before. Didn't know anybody who was going on the course. I hadn't even thought about my age. I was 39 at the time. Just, bulldozed my way into going to New York for 4.5 months, almost 5 months. And I have to tell you, that was the hardest thing, but it was the best thing I ever did in my life because I pushed myself mentally, I pushed myself physically. It was hard work. I was so out of shape going to New York, but I learned a lot about myself. And I have to say, the one thing I became I realized that I could get through it. I thought I wouldn't, because some people actually left the course or left the internship because it was just too difficult mentally and physically for them. But I was so proud of myself that I stayed till the end. I made some great friends. So it's almost 10 years since we left. We went to and had that experience. And still friends with a lot of people who were on the course. There were about 50 something of us, and a lot of us still keep in touch on Facebook, so which is brilliant. But I'll say, as proud I did it, I was proud that I put myself in a position where I didn't know what I was getting myself into. As proud I came through it, as proud that I had to build relationships with strangers just from the get-go. There was you just had to build these relationships with people. So the experience entailed was me going into the projects and building relationships with children and families who were less fortunate, who were underprivileged, and it was something I'd never done before. And I came back feeling that my life is the way it was, at least at that point, just out of sheer luck. I was born into the family I was born into. I didn't do anything right. I didn't do anything wrong. As did the people who I was with. They didn't do anything right. They didn't do anything wrong. It was just the luck of the draw. And I became completely grateful for that. So the one thing I'm proud of is that I went through that and it made me a better person. I still refer back to those experiences. I still remember it like it was yesterday. And I'll always be grateful and proud that I went through it and it's changed my life for the better. So that's a bit of rambling again of my day 3. And I'm looking forward to doing day 4. And if you've enjoyed this and you want to take part in the challenge, then just head over to audiocontentcreation.com/15-day challenge. So see you tomorrow. Take care then. Bye bye.